Just at the top of the episode here, there is a static going out throughout the whole episode. I know it's there. There was a problem during the recording, and it's a huge pain in the ass, but hopefully you enjoyed the episode anyway.
You gotta make people care. It's like Peekaboo's been doing 140 for fucking years and no one's cared, giving a fuck. And now all of a sudden it's just like,
Yeah.
it's blown off. And you're just like, I was here from day one. I was here when everyone was listening to Skrillex. It's like, fuck you guys. Yeah, I know, right? You always want to check over and like check the screen because she's like, well, I mean, we're already fucking on, right? We've already had a bunch of difficulties, and I've said before, I've started a bunch of podcasts like this. Every single time it's holidays at SAE, there's always fucking problems every single time. It's like I recorded one with Frezzy and we had to do 4 individual podcasts.
Oh my god, that's so annoying.
Yeah, because we recorded like a whole hour. We were like, oh, dude, that was peak. That was good. We smashed it. Fuck yeah. And we look back and it was just like a blue screen of death.
No.
And we were like,
no.
Well,
Sweet.
All right. I guess you want to come back same time next. Yeah, literally. It's like, I'll see you same time next week. Fuck. Well. But we're on. The recording in progress sign is on. It's official.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking on.
Let's go.
But Julia, Oolia. I mean, I was trying to think of like a bit of a joke to make about like, why do you call your DJ name Oolia? It's just like, is it what I think?
Okay, no. Well, like, okay, so I did Your Shot, and if you don't know what it is, it's like a competition, DJ competition.
Yeah.
And I was like to my friend at the time, I was like, hey, I've entered this DJ competition. I don't know what to call myself. And she's like, oh, Oolia. I was like, all right.
Fuck yeah, and we're
easy
on.
as that.
And we're on.
Yeah, honestly.
I love
so
that
was it. Yeah.
It was funny because like I was thinking like, should I try like make some fucking shitty joke about Oolia Julia? But then I was like, what if there's just like this deep meaning that's completely irrelevant to your name being Julia? It's just like there's a whole different
backstory.
And it's like, no, Oolia, it's like, you know, in the 13th Greek letter of the alphabet. I'm like, oh my god, wait, fuck, I'm so out of my depth right now. Like, holy shit.
I wish it was, honestly. Like,
yeah, that'd be like
simple, like, all right, sweet.
Well, yeah, exactly. That'd be such a power move because everyone would just be like, Oolia, Julia, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, actually, I'm a fucking...
Listen, this.
Yeah, you go Socrates in their asses. You're just like, listen up, bro. No shot. But... yeah, so I mean, you mentioned you came steaming into Your Shot, but I want to take it back because we talked off mic for a second as well about how involved in music you've been before then, because I never actually got to fully asking you because you were saying that you did your bachelor's at the Sydney Conservatorium, and then you said you were going to go into masters, or did you go into masters?
Yeah, so I did my. So what I was saying is I did my Bachelor of Music Education with a major in composition. Yeah. So I went into the Sydney Conservatorium being like, oh yeah, like education is good for like pay and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then,
a bit more of like an actual kind of secured job that you can get rather than like most things where it's just like, just get in there. If you write dope shit, and then maybe people will pay you.
Honestly, like,
You know what I mean?
But I never wanted to teach. So I was like, I'm just going to like grind the composition part. And I did. I started my degree with being not very good at all. I was a horrible composer. And then I think I just worked my butt off, and I did some pretty cool things. And then I was like, like I'm on a roll. I'm going to do my master's. I want to do it overseas because I felt kind of limited in Australia. That scene's kind of limiting in Australia, unfortunately. But so I don't know if you know, I went to New York to audition for Juilliard and Manhattan School of Music, which I found out later I was very, very close getting into that master's program for Juilliard. Very close. So, but I think because, as you know, America's so expensive, especially with colleges and tuition and stuff. So,
especially somewhere like New York.
Yeah. So I ended up getting into Manhattan on a decent scholarship, but I still couldn't afford it. So I was like so angry because I was like, oh my God, like this is what my life is meant to be. I'm meant to be a composer. Like I'm meant to be writing for orchestras and all these things, and that just didn't happen. And I was like in shock of like, oh my God, like what do I do now? And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do something completely different. Screw this. And then I was like, I'm going to try this DJ thing. And then I did. And now it's just completely changed my life.
Did you ever, when you first started DJing, did all your musical theory help you? Because it's a really interesting kind of like weird bridge where, especially if you're going to talk about composition, it's like understanding phrasing, the way that song structure works, the way that things are made. I feel like, does that kind of give you a leg up when you first started?
Yeah, it's interesting because the way I thought of DJing back then is so different to how I think about it now. And I thought about it really logically back then. And I was like, like this song ends on, the melody of this song ends on this note. So I have to try and find a song that ends on this, you know, to like try and, so I didn't think about the phrasing of like, yes, you got to think about phrasing obviously, but I thought about it more of like a theoretical, like theory knowledge.
Which is even just like another leg up from that. That's just like a whole different thing. Like understanding the keys and this and that and like, that I think it always comes after like understand. So it's like you kind of started straight in with the musical knowledge to be like, this is how it's done.
Yeah, I think I did. And look, I think I already had a good knowledge of what keys were and what each note in every key does and its function and everything. But I think DJing now, you don't really think about that stuff. Like I don't.
No.
Like I think subconsciously I know something feels off, and then I'll kind of be like, oh, okay, it feels off because this note is clashing with this note and yada yada yada. But like now I don't really think about it. But back then when I was learning, I was like so embedded into it, and I spent like minimum 2 to 3 hours every day leading up to my Your Shot set, like thinking so logically about this, like about my set and how it flows and everything.
Well, it's like and it's funny you say that, because it's like that's almost like a thing that I'm kind of finding now, because it's like I'm trying to get back into DJing a bit more and kind of treating it more like its own thing rather than just like a vessel of like production and playing your own music. That kind of thing.
It's DJing is such, it's like an instrument you've got to learn on its own.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Oh, I'm glad that you said this, because my brother, he's like a painter. He's like an artist, right? And I was kind of explaining to him, because I get real tismo about like, I don't know, I start seeing colors and like feeling colors when I listen to like mix.
Oh my God, dude, no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, nice.
Same though, it's called synesthesia.
Yeah, I know.
So like you have synesthesia too.
I think so.
I do too.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like I don't know, because you know something else that I did was that I remember telling Annie about this. She was like, "That's not normal." I've told people, and they're just like, "This isn't weird." But like sometimes what I do if I like describe a feeling, or like if I'm feeling real anxious or I'm feeling real stressed out about something, I can usually like describe a texture or shape in my body at some point. Like it's just like sometimes it might just be something like, oh, what I thought about it the other day. It's almost like a puddle. It's like I had like a puddle, but it was like sandpapery puddle, just like on my back, but in me. And I was just like, and I was trying to explain to my girlfriend. She was like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
You know what? I only recently found out. I think I'm like 95% sure I have synesthesia as well, and that's crazy because I experienced the same.
What's your thing?
Well, the thing is like I thought everyone had it. Like I was like, yeah, everyone experiences like and feels colors, and like I was speaking to my boyfriend, and he was like, "Fill colors?" like, what?
What do you mean,
like,
dude?
what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah. And I just thought it was normal, and it's apparently not. So that's so cool that you also have synesthesia.
Yeah, it's like because for me it's all the audio thing. It's all sounds. Like it's like I close my eyes, I can see like a movie of just like textures and like things.
That's so cool. No, that's same.
That's so weird. So I feel like a lot of people have it, because I was talking to Denise. I had her on like a fair few weeks ago, and she was saying the same. She was just like, we were like debating the colors that you make your groups on like your door. It's just like, what are the drums? What's the bass? What's like this? What's that? It's like, do you have yours? Because I love asking people this. Do you group when you're working?
Okay, I'm still trying to figure out mine, but like
Okay, so you haven't found the flow of exactly what like speaks
not
to you.
yet, but I think if I'm using a synth, it's definitely brown for me for some reason.
Brown.
No, I know, but I feel like it's so weird.
Whoa, I love that.
What's
That's
yours
crazy. Oh my, you know the one that I love is my sub is always blue. Because it just reminds me of like water going like whoa, whoa, like super deep, kind of like whale-y sounds,
my
right?
sub is also blue.
Yes, come
go.
on. Everyone's always got like a
My
red sub or a
bases.
green sub or blah 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 blah. It's like, shut
100%.
up. It's gotta
100%.
be. And then I like all my mid basses to be light blue. I just kind of play them off that. And
Oh.
my drums are yellow, always yellow drums.
Oh, interesting. Because I put my hi-hats as like yellow or gold because I'm just like, I
Nice.
mean, the
I kind of
yellow
like
and
gold,
gold.
like the shimmery kind of like hi-hats.
Yeah. I put my like tambourines and shakers as like silver or grey.
Whoa, so you go deep into it. Because I usually go like, I'll have like my main drums as yellow, and then I like to have like the tops as red. I don't really know why. It was a bit of a random one. But it was like, I'll group them into one or the other. So like my main drums, I'll have like, because I like to have like punchy fucking drums. So I'll always have like a really strong hat in there because it's like grouped with the yellow, because the yellow I want to be like, I don't know, it's just like strong. But then the hi-hats are a lot more like just in the background. So
Yeah.
I group them differently, but it's interesting you kind of group them. You group the tambourines versus the hats versus the shakers. Versus
Yeah, like
this.
I group all my
Yeah.
all my drums, but then like I kind of like my track will be like grey, yellow, like whatever.
Yeah.
But what's interesting with my synesthesia is what I've just recently discovered this as well. I relate a color to a key.
Right.
Which is so
right.
weird. So for me, like G major / E minor, because they're pretty much the same. It's very green to me when I hear it. And when I hear a
Right.
song, I'm just like, that sounds so green. And then I'll
Yeah.
go and I'll be like, wonder what the key is. And every time it'll be either G major or E minor.
That's really fucking
It's
sick.
so weird. And same with E flat minor. It's like a kind of maroon to me. And my tune that I did with Andrew is like, it's in E flat minor, so it's like that.
Right,
and also
I
like
see.
a Bunchen tune,
Yeah.
I Think I Feel was also in E flat minor.
Right.
And it's
I
so
see.
it's so buzzy.
Damn, that's
Anyways.
fucking sick. I could imagine, especially kind of having the traditional musical background that you have, you'd kind of be very in tune with like the sounds and like the keys and the notes and everything.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense to me that you resonate with that.
Yeah, and also kind of that idea of shapes that you were talking about and
Oh
textures.
yeah, I love fucking shapes.
Fucking love shapes.
Fucking
Circle
love
man.
shapes, dude. What was your favorite shape, man? Isosceles triangles, slap, dude.
A triangular prism.
Oh shit, I'm going 3-dimensional. I didn't realize I'm doing that. Damn, dude.
But I think that kind of abstract idea kind of came to me like when I was learning how to write for orchestras, because it's all about like color and shapes and everything. So I got really in tune with that, and I kind of related it to
Yeah.
job music, like drum and
so
So,
funny.
anyways,
Oh, that's so fascinating. And yeah, oh my god, I have so much to say about this as well, because I mean, we've gone on a crazy tangent, but it's like the thing I was gonna say is like in terms of like DJing as well, kind of applying the same idea of like the colors and like what relates to what. It's like I've been listening to a lot of people's mixes, like a lot of dubstep, because I'm trying to figure out how to like do that properly, because it's like I'm trying to figure this whole thing out, and I'll like listen to people's mixes, and someone might play a song and it'll seem blue to me, but then another person might play the song and it might seem like red to me. And then it got me really thinking. I was talking about it with my brother, and he was just like, well, you have to remember that like the context is everything, and you can like you can basically synthesize the shape, the color that you want someone to hear through building up this whole world around it.
absolutely.
And I was like, what the fuck? Because I kind of would think about it the same way as you. Just like, okay, no, like I need a breakdown. I need this. It's like, no, just let it go, airy fairy. And I'm like, I can't do it. Problem solve.
Yeah.
But it was just like, it's so fascinating.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I'm getting, like, I play all like subgenres of drum and bass, but
Yeah.
I'm really at the moment getting into like kind of dark minimal stuff, and I can play like an SMG tune in that context, and like the whole ambience is kind of like really darkish and maroonish and kind of deep blues to me. But if I just chuck in an SMG tune and a dance floor set, it's like
it's just a different
completely different.
Yeah.
Like it just and then it's like kind of that textural kind of idea, and
it's like what's that? What do you need that sound to be like be the right sound? It's like there's something off about this one, but this one fits, but this one slaps. Like just like the way it kind of fits in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's fucking fascinating. So I need to ask because I love having this discussion too about people who are actually musically trained, because there's all draws. Because my girlfriend and I first started dating, it was like we literally like met each other when I first started producing, and I had come to music production and I needed to go on Google Images to check scales. I didn't know what a scale actually was, to be honest. I used to think that scales were the only parts of the keyboard that you could play, like C0 to C1 was like a scale.
Gotcha.
I genuinely thought that. I had no fucking idea at all. Like I was beyond fucking had no idea. And I remember like trying to explain it to her, and I would be like, I need help trying to like write like a melody. And she'd be like, what scale is it? How many flats are there? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna need you to just fucking slow down right there. I'm gonna need you to shut up real quick because I don't know what you're saying to me. And she couldn't figure out like the piano roll. She couldn't figure out how to translate that to an actual like door. So how was that experience for you when you kind of started like laying down melodies, trying to figure that whole world out?
Oh my God, it was the toughest. And it's honestly so tough now.
Yeah.
Honestly, for real. Like I was so used to sitting at a piano or an instrument and intuitively just like improvising melodies and songs on the spot. Like that's my workflow. That's how I wrote music. And I mean, to an extent still is.
Yeah.
But now I have this thing in the way, which is a DAW.
Yes.
/ Ableton. So the goat. But
we have words like let's start the door.
I know you're an FL user.
I love the door wall. Let's go. We'll come back to it.
No. But now it's like, okay, I can intuitively play and improvise melodies, but now I'm like, oh damn, I have to like record it, and I have to, find a sound for it. Now I have to do all these things, which that process I'm like has kind of almost demotivated me a little bit. Yeah. And now I'm just like, now I have no inspiration. Like
well, yeah, because you spent so fucking long trying to like do this, and then the input output, you gotta do this and plug this into here and blah blah blah. Like
yeah. So it was hard, and it still is quite hard for me at the moment.
Yeah. So where are you in that journey of kind of like figuring that out? Like how long have you been like properly kind of like producing for?
So I started learning like drum and like electronic EDM music producing like a year and 2-3 months ago. So I'm still really fresh. But like I used to like use a DAW in my uni doing like I did a bit of film music and stuff. I kind of I was kind of used to it, but like I wasn't sound designing. I used like orchestral VSTs. Like
yeah, right. So you're still kind of getting into that. How do you kind of identify yourself between like you've got these like so many different parts of you where it's like you've got this part that's a composer, you got this part who's a DJ, you got this part who's like writing melodies, writing hooks, you got this person like you're producing now. It's like where do you kind of find yourself on that journey of like self-identification in terms of like all those different aspects, and especially since a lot of them are quite new, and by the sounds of your journey, a lot of them are quite, it's like, oh, okay, gonna go to New York. Oh, okay, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm DJing and this, that. So how are you kind of finding yourself now in all those different aspects, and where do you kind of identify yourself within those?
Oh, dude, that's a deep question.
I fucking just like went.
Shit.
Just like went
there. No. I'm still trying to figure that out, honestly, and I'm just like, I love DJing, I love producing, but like there's elements of the composing that I do miss. But it's like, how do I tie those in together? And the answer could be simply I could just use my theory knowledge and put it into producing. But I think there's something more deeper that I can do with that. That can be something different and unique. And I don't know, I was having a chat the other day, and I was like, it'd be so sick if we could have like live string instruments with a drum and bass, like as an event, you know, like, and I was like, oh, do I go down the event route? But I don't know too much about it, and how am I going to pay for it? And it's this whole thing. And so, I mean, for me personally, though, I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
I do have, and I also come from a jazz background too. Like,
shit, there's more. Oh no.
So, no, it's such a weird mix. But I don't. I think, you know. I think I'm excited to see where it leads to. And
yeah. I think that's something to be definitely aware of. And like, because I mean, like, I feel like everyone's fucking, you know, like no one's got anything figured out. It's like I always say, it's just whoever pretends is the best. So no one knows shit. No one knows the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think if you can kind of approach that with some sort of excitement, to be like, I'm excited. It's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of keen for that. So I'm kind of keen to not know what the fuck's going on, and like I'll you know, something's gonna happen, right? Like nothing's not gonna happen, right?
Yeah, honestly.
So I think it's a cool way to kind of like go about it and to be excited. It's like, because a lot of people are like just scared.
Yeah,
it's like just scared, and like, what are you doing? Just like, everyone's scared.
Shut up. I think so many people are scared of doing stuff out of the norm as well. And I don't know, there's a part of me where I'm like, oh, I could include, you know, like lush strings in my new tracks and stuff. But like no one does that really.
Like, everyone's doing jump up. Right?
Everyone's doing minimal and jump up. So I'm just left being like, will people even like it? Will people even play my tunes? But I'm just like at this point where I'm like, I don't care.
100%.
Screw it.
Yeah, as soon as you stop caring, shit starts to work. Because you're just like, well, nah, fuck it. Who fucking cares anyway?
Yeah, and I think that was like the year and 2 months I've been producing. That was kind of like my holdback. I was like, I want to include strings and a nice piano, but like no one does it. So like, people won't play my tunes.
Yeah.
No, screw that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you gotta make people care. It's like Peekaboo's been doing 140 for fucking years, and no one's cared, giving a fuck. And now all of a sudden it's just like,
yeah.
it was blown off. And he was just like, I was here from day one. I was here when everyone was listening to Skrillex. It's like, fuck you guys. Fuck
Screw you all.
Yeah, like, fuck you guys. You guys all went to house, and I was fucking here making 140.
Hell yeah.
Fuck you guys. Right? So
I think like I'm like I said, I've always like, I'm really into like the dark minimal DnB, but like my inspiration from day one has been this producer and DJ like Bunshin.
Oh yeah.
And he is just such an incredible art maker. I'm like incredible. And I relate to him so much because he's very logical with how he plans his music and thinks about his music, and he sits on the piano and writes his tunes, and it's like heavy, like narrow, but like really emotional and captivating at the same time. And I'm just like, oh damn, like I could be him. Imagine like some strings and a whole orchestra over this, like that would be like so cool. But like I'm like, do I do something like that? I don't know, but like no one really plays that in Sydney. But I don't know.
It's a whole different thing. But I mean, even then, it's just like, fuck Sydney, go for the US.
US.
Shit for the boy. USA.
USA. America.
Yeah, America. Oh, yeah. For context, off mic, we were talking about like, you know, New York, and I just fucking back America, and I think Europe are a bunch of limp dick fucking. Nah, okay, no, it's alright. They're fine.
I'm Greek. You can't do this.
Oh wait. Oh fuck.
I'm joking.
It's okay. Only the European. Only the British people. All the Spanish people.
We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. All the Brits. Let's start beef. No,
stop. Shank.
Start continental beef. But no, I just love America so much.
Oh,
I think
dude,
America's so cool.
I've been to New York, obviously. I've also been to Seattle for a composition thing. But anyways,
Nice.
that was. But I mean, does Hawaii count? I guess.
We'll count it.
We'll count it.
It's just like the American Fiji. It's just, God damn it. just
That's so valid.
with the same meth problems. It's so true, dude. It's so true. I don't know. Okay, I just fucking took this conversation by the balls right now. But I don't know. Do you know who Spanian is?
I don't actually. Oh, I've heard of.
It's like an Eshe, right? And his whole thing, he's all started from doing hood walkthroughs in like the Dodgers places in Australia. He basically turned it into this international thing where he did the same thing, but he did it in Fiji to talk about the ice epidemic. And they were all just like, dude, no one does anything because Fiji is just a meth port to get to Australia and New Zealand. And it was crazy because they were like, it's the same thing in Hawaii. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, poor guys. Like, they're just there. Like, they're there. It's raining enough. Like, it's hot enough. And then it's just like, there's just meth everywhere. It's just like, fucking hell. And the government, like, apparently, like, shuts down everything about it.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Some crazy things happen in Fiji.
It's
I
crazy
heard,
shit.
like, this is a bit, like, off topic, but
Go for
I
it.
heard, like, do you know, I think her name's Bonnie Blue or something. And she's like
Oh, I swear to God, I've heard this, but I don't remember what you're going to say.
So she's like, I think she's like a sex worker, and she's basically
Right.
like, I want to sleep with like 1,000 men in a day.
Oh my God,
And
wait,
she
no,
was-
I've seen-
and she tried to do something in Gold Coast or Brisbane or something, and then
my
that
God.
failed. So she went into Fiji to try that, but then she got. Like the government was like, oh, you gotta go, like, like you're done here. So
But I love them. Like,
Yeah.
no, but let me stay.
please. Anyways, we won't
That's
get into that.
fucking hilarious.
It's
Like, you know where
crazy.
I want to go to sleep with 1,000 men in a day? Fiji.
Great. Fiji, bro.
Really?
Some meth in there. We're good.
Yeah, they
We're
probably need a bit of
good.
meth for that.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
God.
Anyway, big tangent.
Yeah.
But I fucking love America.
America.
And I do count Hawaii. I do count going to Hawaii.
Oh, nah. New York, though, is top tier. I
Mm.
know I sound basic right now, but like, seriously, though, dude,
Yeah,
New York
yeah.
slaps. I went with my mom and we were just like having the time of our life. We are going to
Yeah.
jazz clubs. Like,
Oh,
we
fuck,
were hitting
yeah.
the city. Like, it
Fuck,
was
yeah.
just so good and so much art.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
not enough drum and bass, but I didn't know the genre back then. But,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. So you weren't too worried about
it's
it.
on the up. It's on the up, everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Well, no, I mean New York really is a spot for that because like I've been really loving like I get really deep into like comedians and like trying to like follow comedy. Like I'm really into that.
Oh, yeah.
And New York's got all of that. New York's got all the TV, all like theater. It's got everything. Everything in America is just like bigger.
It's
and
just bigger and better.
Bigger and better. That's literally just it.
Even the art scene, dude, like everywhere from EDM to jazz to classical. Like,
Yeah.
classical's a bit different. Europe's pretty good, but American music for that kind of stuff is just so top tier, and
Yeah.
in my opinion, so much better than Australia. Hence why I wanted to move over there.
Come
But
on, no, I'm with you there. I'm with you there.
yeah, but like from a dubstep perspective, like America's huge in it. Huge.
America is just like
They love it.
yeah, it's fucking. I mean, it's like talk about a genre to a country. Like it's just like fuck it. If you need more and bigger and more and more and more, like dubstep is that.
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's just so much that it's just like so in your face, which is exactly what America is.
yeah.
And so
honestly.
people just fucking slap it up.
For
But,
real. Like I'm not too into dubstep. I'm getting better.
It takes
I'm
it's a very acquired taste. It's like being 18 and getting straight to red wine. It's just like, come on, dude. Like you don't just start there. It's like Jesus Christ. You gotta go down some rabbit holes before you get there. Holy shit.
But like I think what's slowly getting me into it is like, well, Alice in Wonderland is kind of trap, but
Yeah,
like you
she's got a bit of
know,
everything
she's like
going.
she's from Australia, but like in America. But Levity as well, kind
Oh
of,
my
and I'm so
God,
excited for
yeah.
them to come over. I'm
I know.
keen,
I
but,
know. I know.
But yeah, like I think like kind of like not the like the rhythm. I think the rhythm's too much for me.
Rhythm like is like a lot. It's just
Yeah.
it's so just like it's you can't really explain to people.
Wop wop.
Yeah, it's just like so stupid. It's like holy fuck.
But the thing is. I've mixed it before and it's so fun. But
It's
like
fun to
listening
mix.
to it for an hour set, for me personally, it's just like, I'm like, I'm struggling.
You need like a break. Yeah, you need a break because it's
Yeah.
just like it does get the point where you're just like, I swear to God, you play the same song. It's like, I swear, I think I'm like looping. I think I'm in acid loop right now. I think I'm dying right now. Someone help me.
Before I left to London, I had like family come and watch my last set.
Yeah.
They listen to hardstyle and they don't really listen to drum and
Oh,
bass, and they're
yeah.
like, drum and bass all sounds the same. And I'm like,
Oh,
no, it
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
There's subgenres, there's Nero, there's Chopper. Don't diss on it.
Yeah, no, literally. And then Annie Lehman listening to hardstyle where everyone's just like, fuck, yeah. It's like, I don't know what's happening right now.
See, hardstyle to me sounds all the same.
Exactly, yeah.
Stand hardstyle. Oh my God.
Hardstyle is so interesting because it's like hardstyle to me, I've seen it a few times live, but like live is like, it was just like such an experience, like a full body experience I found with hardstyle.
That's so interesting. I've heard the same thing.
Because it's like, especially like in a club setting, I saw it in Canberra and it was just like, it's like you got the kick with no low end, and then all the other low end goes like woo, woo, woo. You're just like, oh. It's like you're like a jellyfish in the room. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But then you listen to it, it's just like, but they're like, all right, man, okay, I'm done. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Oh,
Whatever.
dude, like raw style and I think it's called raw and up tempo.
I honestly
where it's
don't
like that.
even know. Oh, dude, it's so much. It's so
People
much.
love it.
It's
Like,
such a thing, yeah. It's
can't.
such a fucking thing. It's
But
so
then again,
interesting.
like drum and bass is kind of similar with like sounds, like
yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
like, but I don't know. Drum and bass has this certain energy that other genres don't.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I think the spectrum of it too is like is something that I like. Is that it's like it's got the groove if you want it, but it's also got the harder shit if you want it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
so
so
it's like-
diverse. It's
Yeah.
so diverse as a genre, and that's what I love about it. And that's what
Yeah.
captivated me towards drum and bass.
Yeah.
Is just like.
Yeah.
Like you can go from like minimal to like the filthiest Belgium like you've ever heard.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
Yeah, it's
Well,
so
yeah,
cool.
it's like I literally have like a study drum and bass playlist because like I love listening to it studying, just like really quiet, and it's just like the drum patterns pretty much with like some like little like arps, whatever, right? It's just like liquid, but it's like you can just like study to it, but then also it's like you can listen to Belgium, you can listen to like all this different shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are your kind of tiers of subgenres? I kind of want to go into it. So I'll start you right off the rip.
Perfect.
What's your least favorite subgenre in drum and bass?
okay?
If you had to put it down to
Oh
one.
man, the thing is, I
a
love them
lot.
all.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna say the one I play the least is probably like heavy Nero, like heavy
Oh,
Nero,
yeah.
where it literally all sounds the same.
Yeah, just like the super distorted, like just like,
Yeah,
whoa,
exactly.
the Teddy Killers kind of style. It's just
Yeah,
like,
I love it, but I mean, like, I just don't play it because there's no opportunity for me to play. Like, there's this nightclub in Sydney called Ignition Milk, and like,
Yeah.
it's a club basically, and
Yeah.
I'm not even playing doubles. I'm playing like liquid and like
Yeah,
drum,
yeah.
like dance floor. So no Nero, but
yeah.
that's like, I mean, bottom, I guess.
yeah. You had to say something. You had to throw someone on. The
I had to-
bus.
I had-
no,
yeah.
no one was
I
gonna
love
make
Nero,
it through. No one was gonna make it out with no scratches. What about like your number one all time favorite?
Oh.
We're culling.
Oh my! It's like picking your favorite child.
I know.
Oh my God,
Everyone's
like-
got one.
To play or listen to.
Oh, okay. I'll start with playing. I'll start with
Okay.
your personal kind of like. And let's do it as in like it can shift and change around. So right now.
Oh my! Right now, definitely like minimal,
Nice.
minimal. So like
Nice.
it can be like dark, heavy minimal, or like super minimal, experimental minimal,
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
minimal.
Yeah, just like the real minimal kind of shit.
Yeah,
What about to play, would you say?
minimal.
Minimal, yeah, okay, minimal takes it. Minimal takes
Yeah,
it.
but like also, I think up there for me to listen to is it's got to be liquid.
Yeah.
Hybrid Minds.
Liquid
like,
is just no one doesn't like Liquid.
exactly.
No one doesn't like it. If you
Yeah.
don't like Liquid, you are just a Grinch. Like you're just like you're a Grinch because
Yeah.
there's nothing not to like about it.
Absolutely.
It's chilled. It's nice. Anyone can listen to it. It's a good all round.
Yeah, it gets people into drum and bass too. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone was like, "Oh, what can I listen to get into drum and bass?" I'll be like, Liquid, Hybrid Minds, like that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Where does dance floor kind of fall on that spectrum for you? Because I mean, I'll give a quick little shout out to you and Street Flicker's tune, obviously, do to me, banger. Go have a listen. Go have a listen, obviously. But
so
that
much.
definitely, in my ears, kind of falls more into like the dance floor kind of side of it.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
It is 100% dance floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Purified dance floor. But to play at the moment, it's got to be my like mid tier.
Yeah, it's not quite there.
It's not quite there. Like, it was once my like top thing to play, and now it's like mid. I don't know. I just love playing every subgenre, and I think I don't want to limit myself.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that's true. And it's like you can always kind of use them in their own kind of like distinct way to kind of like do what you want to do. I mean, we spoke about like dubstep and rhythm and stuff, and it's like you can still like drop a rhythm song in even if you're not necessarily playing rhythm. You can still drop a dance floor song in even if you're not doing it, like do a minimal song. So you can still kind of do that. I think it's good to like not limit yourself.
Yeah. I'm also so into jungle though.
Oh shit.
Dude.
Oh shit.
Dude.
All right.
I actually want to release some jungle. Like, I want to get proper into it. I want to make my own breaks. Like, I want to do all of that. Like,
how do you feel about the battle of like jungle versus UKG? Because like, where does UKG kind of sit for you?
I mean, like, UKG is cool. I've played it's it's nice.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's, I've played it at 1 or 2 gigs before.
Yeah,
And I mean, I won't usually play it, but it's cool. Like, I like listening to it. But I think it's gotten to the point where everyone in Sydney, everyone just plays
It's
so the same thing.
Yeah,
And it's like, I don't know what else is out there. Like, I think maybe in UK it would have a completely different sound,
Yeah.
So, but like, I like it, it's good.
I think it's like UKG is almost like that kind of same kind of middle ground with a lot of different things of like someone who listens to house who doesn't really want to like get too deep, but it's like, you guys, but UKG, right? And then you got like the wobbly side of UKG.
Yeah, like the bass line stuff.
Just like the woo, like you know,
wop, wop,
yeah,
wop,
it's just like the real fucking like wonky kind of side of it.
it's
You're
so
like,
cool,
"Alright,
though."
That's fat. Fuck with that.
Oh, it's cool though. It's
Nice.
so sick.
Fuck yeah. So would
Yeah.
you say that dance floor though kind of like resonates with you in terms of like the compositional kind of writing style?
Yeah, see, this is my dilemma at the moment. Like, because dance floor is all about melody, hooks, like keys, and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to produce dance floor at the moment because I'm struggling to grasp like what sounds sound good together.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm getting like these like serum like packs. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with these sounds, but that's my problem at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's a very common problem that a lot of people have as well. Is like getting into it and be like, there's just too much. There's too much.
So overwhelming.
Yeah, because you really because like then you get stuck in the thing and you buy these like 100 fucking you know, all these samples. And it's like you don't know any of them. You know what I mean? It's like you've gotten so many that you just have this massive thousands of stacks of samples. It's like you can't use all those.
Yeah.
How are you going to use all those?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to buy any more because I want to see what I can create with that.
Yeah.
Sound design for me at the moment is a touchy subject.
Oh, I can help out. I fucking love that shit. Can't get enough of that shit. I don't want to write music anymore. I just want to make fucking sounds.
Make me sound. Honestly, make me sound.
say
Please, dude. Help me out here.
Phase plant time. If anyone knows me, I'll talk about phase plant off the fucking. I want to stop talking about phase plant. It's the best, right? What you can do is like, hear me out, right? If you have like a pad or like an art, you can put it into it, right? And then you can randomly make it play different points of the of the thing at the same time. It's called a granular sample.
Yes, I love
Yes.
granular, like granular
yes,
synths
you know
and
granular.
stuff.
Nice.
I was in the middle of writing a track where I use like granular synth on like
Yeah.
Ableton
Yeah.
and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so cool. Like,
And you know what? I will concede here because we were talking about Door Wars before. FL Studios kind of sucks with that one with some of this stuff because like, fuck me. I will watch like these producer streams and they're just like, so what you want to do is just throw it into the granular, throw it into sampler and Ableton, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh man, like you guys just slow the fuck down. I don't have any of this.
oh no.
Any of this.
See, this is more of a reason why you should just go to Ableton.
Do you know the biggest fucking reason? Actually, Andrew grilled me for this because I posted on my story being like, I have a problem because basically whenever I export a song, if I have like a synth playing or whatever it is, it will just randomly cut out. Because I got a new laptop, there's got to be some sort of setting. But FL Studio is being a huge pain in the ass.
Oof.
I posted and I was like, if anyone knows anything about this, please, please, please hit me up because I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm trying to figure this out. Fucking smart ass Andrew over here, street flicker, name and shame. He fucking does not hesitate. He replies back. He goes like, "Get Ableton." I'm like, shut up, dude.
I will double that.
I know.
Get Ableton. What you doing?
Oh, I'm
it's
so
almost becoming the
attached.
industry standard, eh?
Oh, I know.
Everyone has it.
I love my little Fruity Loops though.
The Fruity Loops.
Curated it. It's my
Dude.
little Fruity Loops.
I tried FL once back in the day. I was like,
It's very
so-
confusing.
so confusing. Like I would record stuff and the metronome would like.
Oh my god, wait, okay.
Dude.
If you're recording stuff, fucking do not use FL. Wait, you know what? Everything that I back in FL, the fact that I understand where you're coming from now, you being a classical musician, trying to play stuff into a door, fuck me. Everyone goes like, FL sucks for that. Do
Screw
not
that.
use it.
100%.
Yeah, that
support
makes
that.
so much sense. Do not use FL for that. Do not use FL for
Ableton's
that.
the way. The Ableton is the way. It's a lifestyle.
Ableton is a lifestyle. If I can get like a shirt, I'd sell.
Dude, Ableton, please sponsor me.
Oh my
Honestly,
god, that's fucking incredible.
for real.
Jesus Christ. What about, do you ever use any other ones? Did you try Logic or did you try any of those other different ones?
So I got into the Mac game kind of late.
Mm.
So like I got into the Mac game like 2021-ish. So I didn't have the Logic and everything. But so I was like, I'm just gonna go straight into Ableton. Oh no, I tried FL for like a month. I was like, screw this. Went to Ableton.
Yeah.
I mean GarageBand.
ISC doesn't use GarageBand, right? I feel like everyone's had a stint in GarageBand.
Like when I was like peak 14, 13 years old and like just using the loops to create stuff.
Yeah, literally.
On the iPad.
literally. Oh my god, it's fucking classic. Or you make your little drum loop and then like record it and you just try riffing. You're just like, I could do this for a
I am
living.
Fred again.
Yeah. You just,
Just
I mean,
like on the little like
yeah,
pads.
literally, like I could fucking do this. All right, I want to kind of take it back one more time because something that I was going to ask you that I forgot to ask you was how did you actually make that transition between, because we've talked so much about like your kind of classical musician upbringing and you understanding these things. When did you kind of make the switch to be like, I fuck with drum and bass and I fuck with EDM? What was that gap for you? Because everyone has their own little journey in that. No one goes off the rip. Very, 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 very few people go like, hear Skrillex when they're 11 and go like, this is sick. No one does that. No one does that.
Yeah.
What was that journey like for you, getting into it and being like, this is something that I like?
It's so interesting. So I've always liked EDM. Like Alice in Wonderland, I love so much. I still to this day.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, electronic music, cool. I had no idea about subgenres and stuff until about, Your Shot. So when I was doing Your Shot, I was like, oh, maybe I should try and learn the subgenres. So I did, and I was like looking at other Your Shot mixes in the past, and I was like, DnB, what is DnB? So I click on this mix from someone who won Brisbane Your Shot, 'cause she did a drum and bass set, and I was like, oh my God, this is insane. It's bassy, it's fast. This is so sick. But what's really interesting is my compositions, before I even knew about drum and bass, were fast and bassy.
Yeah, right. So so kind of looking back, you can be like, oh, I always was kind of like,
Into
that. It's like you were in that realm, you didn't even realize it.
Exactly. So my my writing, and I don't think many people liked it because it was fast and bassy, which isn't what classical music is.
Ironically, yeah, it ends up working out
But
later
yeah,
on,
yeah. So I was already kind of writing not similar, but kind of similar-ish music before I even knew the genre. So when I heard drum and bass, I was like, oh my God, this is me. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And I think that transition, I was like, I feel so limited writing and composing for orchestras and stuff because you're writing for real musicians. They can't play like 100 notes a second where like you can produce that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is so sick because drum and bass, I don't think I would feel limited in if I was to go ahead with producing it and playing it. So that was kind of like a, oh my God, like moment.
This really fucking resonates with me. Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. So did you start, and then you kind of start off like the dance floor stuff, and then you kind of like went through that journey?
So Your Shot, I played like some bootlegs. I actually played a little bit of Nero, like Yuzi kind of stuff, and then Bunchen at the end.
Classic.
So like emotional Nero. So that's kind of how it started. And then I was like, oh my God, there's more.
You're like,
I was like, what?
We keep going. We
keep going.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand like the subgenres of drum and bass until kind of February, March last 2024.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then I just kind of just learnt from that and just hearing people and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's fucking sick. So I want to ask you one more question then to kind of see us off. Where do you kind of see yourself in the next 10 years? Because you've got a lot of different things going on. Briefly kind of touched on kind of how you see yourself from where you're at. Do you want to move to somewhere like the US? Do you want to stay here? Do you think, like you mentioned, that you thought about potentially doing some sort of events or something like that? Like, where do you kind of see yourself at this point in the next 10 years or so?
Since year 7, year 8, I've always said I want to create and be creative as part of my career. Whatever that is, whether it's music, whatever it's something else, whatever it is, I hope I can achieve that. If it is music and, you know, producing and, you know, if something happens, happy days. If it's something else within the creative stuff, happy days. I think I don't want to be like, I want to be famous. You know, that's just me personally, because I think when you start thinking of it that way, it's just setting yourself up for failure.
And it's just the law. It's just the law of attraction. Like, the more you look for something, the less you're gonna get it.
Absolutely.
You gotta just like actually just do it, do stuff, and that you enjoy, and it'll happen.
And what makes you happy. And you know, like I said, if it happens, fabulous, cool, like happy days. But you know, at the end of the day, in 10 years, I want to be happy and creating and being creative.
Yeah, 100. I'm like 100% there too. It's like, if I can pay rent and do something creative, I'm good. That's cool. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Like, that's all you really need at the end of the day. It's like, can I eat? Am I good? Is everything okay? Do I have a bit of savings? Yeah, kind of. It's like, not really, but
can I pay off my hex debt, please?
Yeah. The great thing about doing something creative is that you won't have to worry about your hex debt for a fucking long time. That's for sure. Like, fucking hell. When you get your first pay slip and a hex comes off, I'll be like 37. Jesus Christ.
Shit. Mood.
Oh no, I always joke about this. It's like my girlfriend, she's studying psychology, and I'm just like, well, someone's gonna be the breadwinner, right? I'm fucking, I got no idea. I guess I'm like DJing or something. It's like,
dude, mood. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's fucking jokes. But yeah, thank you for coming on. You had some great fucking insights.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, stream Do To Me. Hey, Oolia and Street Flicker. Banger. Go have a listen. Fuck yeah.
Yippee.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.